StreetWatchRadio, Montana White checking in with the Black CNN report, the update on the Mike Brown murder that happened in Ferguson, St. Louis, that caused all this commotion, man. It really kicked off the Black Lives Matter movement. Well, an independent film company released a documentary at South by Southwest that kind of goes at the theory that Mike Brown was stealing or robbing the convenience store. The video release shows Brown walking into the grocery store. He made some kind of trade, some kind of transactions with three of the guys in the store. This was before the morning that he went back to the store, and they just showed the footage of him grabbing the clerk. Well, in the footage, Brown hands something across the counter to the clerks, right? The clerks check it out, they take it, they smell it. Now, we assuming it's a bag of weed because we can't tell what it is because you can't smell it through the videotape, right? So they trade him the bag for a couple of boxes of cigarillos. Brown takes the cigarillos, about to walk out the store, turns around and hand them back. It's looking like, take these, I'll come back and get them tomorrow. Well, the video the police showed after the murder by Officer Darren Wilson, the pig that shot Mike Brown, he was scared to face a 18-year-old young man, and he's a trained police officer. He's also been noted to have been removed from one unit and been sent to that one. Well, this video shows the incident before Brown was murdered at the convenience store. Street Watch Radio, let's go.
Hours of August 9th, just 11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag, smelling it and passing it around.
There was some type of exchange for one thing for another. That these people know each other well enough that this is the relationship that they have.
Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. The next day, with his hands politely behind his back, Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation.
They either don't read the report or they're not telling us the truth. Based on everything that's happened, it seems like they're probably not telling us the truth. So we found the document, and then we were able to acquire the video. And the video is at the same exact time as their own document. So to prove that the video is real, they proved it for us. Their document says that Michael Brown walked into the store on August 9th at 1:13 a.m. The video that we've acquired, at the top of the video, you can see the time code, and it clearly says the exact same time and date. So the video is pretty much corroborated by the St. Louis County police report. Thank you, St. Louis County. I'm not exactly sure why they don't understand what's happening with it, but I think that they're pretty much just pointing fingers at each other right now because they've been outed. And what this video shows is that they lied to the world about what happened. They wanted to make Mike look bad, so they put out half a video to destroy his character in his
Just
death.
11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag of weed. You can see the employees smelling it and passing it around. Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation that we found which shows they saw the 1:13 a.m. videotape, but they leave out what really happened that night in their report. Mike traded the store a little bag of weed and got 2 boxes of cigarillos in return. He left his items at the store and he went back the next day to pick them up. Mike did not rob the store.
Michael Brown and Officer Darren Wilson. The unidentified person recording this video captured the witness's reaction during the final moments of the shooting. Both men were contractors working in the area. They did not want to be identified. The man on the left in the pink shirt told CNN they heard one gunshot. Then, about 30 seconds later, a second shot. He says he saw Michael Brown staggering. Then he says Brown put his hands up and said, "Okay, okay, okay." The witness told us the cop didn't say get on the ground, he just kept shooting. That same witness described the gruesome scene, saying he saw Michael Brown's brains come out of his head, again reiterating his hands were up. Watch how he motions on the video. The video, these witnesses say, was taken shortly after the shooting ended. If you look closely, you can see a police officer in the distance begin